Today I'm going to show you how I print and assemble my goal tracker booklet. We're going to start with printing it. This is the same process I use for all my printable booklets. First, you're going to open your downloads folder. Now, in my case, I've already have it saved, the zip file, on my desktop, but you would typically open your downloads folder and find it there. Double click it, and you're going to click Extract All. I want mine to end up on my desktop, but you can click Browse if you want to save it to a different place, and pick your folder. You're going to click Extract, and now you have a folder of the two files. There's the Easy Print and the Eco Print. We've opened the Easy Print first, and this one is just as the name implies. You don't have to do anything special with your printer. Don't have to have any special paper. You just open it in your PDF viewer, and you're going to print as is. So we click Print. We can pull down on this More Settings menu. You want to make sure that you do not have two-sided or double-sided printing checked. And then also be sure to make sure that it says Fit to Printable Area. It might say Scale to Fit or some other variation of that. But you want it to be able to fit all of the image on the page. So now we send it to print. Easy, right? The second file is the Eco Print. I call it Eco Print because this is where we use double-sided printing feature, if you have a printer that has that. You can also manually do double-sided printing, and that's how I have this document set up for. With Eco Print, you only need 3 sheets of paper since we'll be printing double-sided. So in this case, we press the print button again, but now when we open our More Settings menu, we want to make sure it says two-sided or double-sided printing. Make sure that's checked. Also, you're going to click Flip on Long Edge. That's so that it flips as if you're turning the page of a book versus if you were flipping it upside down, which would be the short edge. Now I'm going to show you how I put everything together. For the cover of our Easy Print, you can either fold it in half. It would be a hamburger fold in this case. Or I like to just go ahead and cut it so that's not too thick. You'll go ahead and cut right at the halfway point, which is 5.5 inches. And then go ahead and fold it in half and crease. Now we're going to quarter fold the rest of our pages and insert them into each other as we form our booklet. This is a really easy process. Once we get them all stacked together in the booklet, it's time to decide how we want to bind it. If you are comfortable with sewing, you can either hand sew or machine sew right along the inside of your booklet. Or, in this case, I want to keep it easy for people that might not have those skills, so we're going to use a hole punch. Just go ahead and punch 2 holes in one of the signatures. And then you can line it up against the others to mark where those 2 holes line up. So I do this with all my pages, and then I will use the hole punch to punch the remaining holes so that each signature has 2 holes in it that will match up. Once we get all of our holes punched, I will open it up and grab some cord. I like to use elastic cord, but any type of cording will do. Measure out 3 times the distance between your 2 holes. Thread your cord through the 2 holes with the ends on the inside of your booklet. And now I like to knot it 3 or 4 times to make sure it's nice and secure. Once I finish my knots, just trim the tails of your cording, and I like to slide it so that the knot is inside one of the holes. And there you have your Easy Print booklet. Next, I'll show you how I assemble the Eco Print booklet. Since we only have 3 sheets for the Eco Print booklet, since they're all double-sided printed, we're going to start by making sure we cut all of our sheets in half. So go ahead and just measure out 5.5 inches, and that's where you will cut each one. At this point, try to be sure to line up your pages in the right order. I'd like to do this by just kind of rotating and sliding them behind each other, and then I form my stack. We'll double check this as we assemble. Go ahead and fold every page in half to form our single page signatures, or single sheet signatures. I continue to do this, and you'll notice sometimes I'll realize that I put one not in the right order, especially in this case, so that's where I just fold it the other way and slide it in. Once I have all of my signatures folded in half, I make sure everything's lined up, and we'll go ahead and do the hole punch method again. Usually I like to just run this through my sewing machine to get a nice stitched binding, but I know most people don't have sewing machines. For our binding this time, I'm still going to use the hole punch method, but I'm going to be a little smarter about how I do it. So I'm going to start by punching the 2 holes in my cover, and this way I can just go ahead and slide in the next page, punch it, and do the same with the outside. So that way all of our holes will line up. Now the inside holes will be a little bit smaller than the outside, and this works out nicely for our binding. We string the cord through again, knot it 3 or 4 times, trim the tails, and slip it through to the hole. And there you go. I personally really like the eco print because we don't have all that extra paper that's not being used. I hope you enjoy using your goal tracker. Thank you for watching, and I'd love if you would join us in our Patreon community, Project Happy Circle.